excited for this video this week. Okay, so today we're going to be doing another doll customization video, and I'm very excited about this one because I'm actually going to be collabing with Hextian here, and I'm very excited about it. What's up? Hey, it's Future Savannah popping in to say I was very, very excited to film this, and so I kind of rushed and rambled through my intro because I didn't know what to say or do. I just kind of went like, and then made the video. I want to say, if you have not followed Hextian, you should. He's an amazing, amazing doll maker, customizer. Please go check out his channel. I'm gonna have links down below. His dolls blow me away every single time. They're gorgeous, they're stunning, they're beautiful, and he's really nice, and I just, please go like check him out and everything. But I really appreciate you collabing with me, and you're awesome, and thank you for answering all my questions. Okay, back to the regular scheduled video. Bye-bye. Hextian reached out to me on Instagram and was like, do you want to collab on this idea that I have? And when he told me the idea, I was like, yes, because I've actually been mulling over that idea in my head as well. So I was really excited because I felt like we were both on the same wavelength. Anyway, we are both doing dolls based off of Toodles Galore from Tom and Jerry. I have always loved Toodles Galore. I don't know, there's a lot of like cutesy like animal girls that I grew up watching that I've always really loved, and Toodles Galore was definitely one of them. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen the makeup challenges that are going around on TikTok right now and stuff, of people doing makeup that look kind of like Toodles Galore, but we both decided to do kind of our own variation and our own take on it, and I'm very excited about it. So I got an old Katrine Monster High doll, like G1, off of Mercari, and I am going to be modding her. I have never been a big fan of the G1 bodies. I always feel like they're kind of weird to me, like the torsos especially. Also because she is missing a tail. I didn't realize that until she came, and that's my bad. I just didn't read the listing close enough. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pop the head off and then put it on a Draculaura body because I like the Draculaura body a lot. And I feel like she's a little more curvy and a little more sassy than the original Katrine figure. So I am going to swap their heads out, but I wanted her ears and everything, so that's why I grabbed this one. So I'm going to take this, pop the head off, put it on this body, and then I'm gonna paint this body white because I'm gonna be doing like a little bit closer to what Toodles looks like, so like a white cat version. We're gonna mess around and see how this goes, but I'm also excited. And yeah, so let's move into a top-down mode. Well, let's go. So first things first, let us remove her from this box. Oh, her neck is so long and kind of creepy. All right, so I guess I'm gonna try to take the head off here, and then I'm gonna take the head off here. I guess instead of putting the head on immediately, what I might do is just leave her headless and paint her body. I might airbrush it. My airbrush is such a pain in the butt. I don't know if I wanna do airbrush. It might be the easiest way, I don't know. We'll see, or maybe I'll just paint it. So now begins the process of me heating up the plastic with a hairdryer, popping the head off, and just checking to make sure it looks good. So I was gonna use the airbrush, but when I was trying to clean it out, I somehow lost one of the tiny little components of it. It's somewhere on the floor and I cannot find it. And it was way too hot for me to keep looking. I felt like I was dying. The area that I do my airbrushing in isn't air conditioned, so I was like, I can't be in here anymore. So I think instead what we're gonna do is we're just gonna paint her body white with this stuff. I'm gonna try this again. Everyone told me I had to dilute it a lot, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. While I prep this, I just realized I have to spray her with Mr. Super Clear. I guess while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to take the makeup off of this face and then take the plugs out of her head. And now we start painting the body. I was told to do this in very sheer layers and slowly build it up over time and spray with Mr. Super Clear in between each layer. So that's what I did. I think I did about 3 layers with Mr. Super Clear in between each one. Okay, so I'm gonna try something. This is the doll journey of me trying new things. But one of the things I really wanted to do was put like the thick eyelashes on this doll like they did with Barbie heads in like the 50s and 60s. Ignore the face up. I was practicing. This was like a while back. You see how like the lashes are 3D? It's almost just like a big triangle shape. And the triangle shape is over the middle of the eye. I want to replicate this, but on this head. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking epoxy and using it as like a sculpting thing and sculpting these types of lashes onto this. So I'm hoping that it'll work. I don't know. We'll see. So I think you're supposed to use gloves for this. That's what I read in the directions. So do as I say and not as I do, because I tried to roll this and form it with my gloves, but it kept sticking to the gloves. So I ended up taking the gloves off and just using my fingers and some sculpting tools. It says that you can get an allergic reaction from this, so just be cautious. I like to throw caution into the wind sometimes, because I am impulsive. So yeah, I just used my fingers and mostly a sculpting tool for this. You have to make sure that you mix it really, really, really well. And the first lash on the left, I mixed really well and it started drying pretty quickly. But the one on the right, I guess I didn't mix well enough. And while it did eventually dry, it took way longer than the one on the left. So that one took a lot more time, like molding and shaping and everything. So if you end up looking closely, the left eye, honestly, I feel like looks better than the right eye because it just took so much longer to dry. But once it was dry, we moved on to sanding. I used my husband's Gundam sander thing, and it has a gradation of grit from like a rough side all the way to like a smooth buff side. So I sanded from the rougher side all the way to the smoother side to get a nice gradation and make it nice and smooth on the face. And then we jumped into another favorite thing of mine, which is body blushing. I always have a lot of fun doing this. So I used my pan pastels and blushed the knees and anywhere that I felt like would, I don't know, be cute. Be cute with blush. So knees, belly, elbows, fingertips, chest, stuff like that. Once the body is done being blushed, I spray it with another coat of Mr. Super Clear, and while that dried, I moved on to the face. I love doing the blush. Okay, so while that stuff is drying, I am going to make the tail, I think, out of this. A tube that'll dry on its own. Yeah, don't use this. It was easy to form and shape, but once I actually put it on the body, if it had any sort of push to it, it kind of snapped right off, and I ended up having a lot of problems with it in the end. I'm gonna let that tail dry. While I was waiting for that to dry, I decided I was gonna move on to the hair. I probably should have done the face up first and then did the hair because I did run into issues with little strands getting in the way of the paint. I normally do it that way, so I don't know why this time I did the hair first and then the face up. I don't know. I guess I just got confused. I think I was initially going to try to reroot the hair, but the vintage hair that I had ended up being too thick for the rerooter tool, so I opted to just glue it onto the scalp instead. I will say, while fake nails can get in the way of some things, they are so good when you're dealing with hot glue because you can basically use them as little tweezers and tools and push things in and you don't get burned because they're not your real nails. Now we move on to the face up. I start sketching in exactly how I want the face up to look with watercolor pencils, and then I just go in with gouache paints. And I do everything in layers, so I paint one layer, spray it with Mr. Super Clear, let it dry, and then go back and do another layer. That way the paints don't bleed into each other, and it's almost like a manual way for me to save my work.
Congrats, squirrel. Your glitter! Oh my god, the glitter's here. Oh my god, yes. I'm converting Miss Savannah into the glitter magic.
Give me glitter. Amazon. Give me my glitter, Amazon. Give me it. I specifically really wanted to do those iconic heavy purple eyelids that a lot of girls had in vintage cartoons for this doll. Okay, the next thing we're doing, I'm really excited about. Hextian uses glitter on the body, and so I got some too, and I'm very excited. I also am weirdly very excited to use these little pom-pom things. It's like a little like pippity poppity poo. Well, I guess now I'm gonna try to do this, and I'm very excited. So I guess I'll just like, maybe I'll put like a little in the cap here. And then just a little. Pretty. Oh my gosh. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Hextian told me I had to do this in layers, so this is the first layer done, and I'm gonna go spray it with Mr. Super Clear, and then I have to put another layer on top. So I'm gonna go do that. Now that that is drying, I'm gonna do the finishing touches on this face. Now is my next favorite part, is doing the gloss. I still haven't bought regular resin or like UV gel gloss, whatever, like a resin gloss. I only have nail polish, so I'm just gonna dab out a bunch of this top coat. And I'm gonna use a crappy brush that I don't care will get all gunky. And I'm gonna gloss the eyeballs. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it under the UV lamp. Then I'm gonna use this for the other parts that I don't want as glossy, like the eyelashes. It's Mighty Morphin sewing time. This is the dress fabric. I might overlay this on top because I think it's pretty. And then the bow fabric. So I'm just gonna basically sew like a little rectangle for the skirt. I cut a strip of this here already. So I'm just basically gonna hem it and then do another hem here, and then I'm gonna try to just do ruffles. It's gonna be a skirt and then like a crop top combo. So I spent all this time cutting and making folds and putting on some sort of like bias thing, and then when I went to fit it on the doll, I absolutely hated it. It looked like utter garbage. It was just super awkward, and so I decided I was going to do the bow instead. I looked through all of my supplies and found a trim that had a bunch of ruffles on it, so I decided what I would do instead is just layer it all over the body to make it kind of like a tiered bubble skirt dress thing, and I feel like that worked kind of well. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Hextian told me this trick of painting these shoes to mix Mod Podge and paint and then just paint it on. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that with these shoes. My final steps were just putting glitter all over the shoes and then adding some bows, and with that, the doll is finished. So let's go see the glamour shots. not gonna look at this tornado. I'll clean that up later. Probably. I wanted to do like a little wrap-up video because I have a lot of feelings on this doll. So let's talk about it because I have some feelings. The first thing, don't make the tails out of air dry clay. That was my first mistake. It kept breaking off. It broke off like 4 times. I kept having to hot glue it. In the end, I'm like, I guess she's not gonna have a tail because it just wouldn't stay attached to her body and it was way too fragile. Next time I will have to make it out of like epoxy, I think. So that's a bummer. I might go back in the future and do an epoxy tail, but I probably won't because I say that I'll do modifications to the dolls and then I never do it because in my mind, especially with ADHD, I'm like, I'm done with the project and then the project is over. Anyway, so that's my first thing that I didn't like about that. Second thing, this was my first time doing like the eyelids, the like 3D eyelids, and this eye is just kind of janky and this eye was a little better, but there's definitely kind of like a learning curve with it, and then sanding it to get it perfectly smooth was kind of difficult. So I feel like it looks a little sloppy if you look closely. I also really want to get better at just doing face ups in general. I feel like they're just not perfect. And I'm like, this is still kind of new to me, like this whole process. So, especially because Hextian's is so cute. So cute. It was, I love Hextian's doll so much. And my doll just looks like a bitch. She has such bad resting bitch face. She looks like she's judging the shit out of you all the time. So, but it was funny because Hextian and I were like, I was talking to him and I was like, my doll looks like such a bitch and I'm sad. And he's like, I wish my doll was more bitchy looking. And I was like, I wish my doll was more cute. We were joking that we should have swapped because like, I would love to have like a super cute, like, ooh, type doll. And Hextian was like, I want like a sassy, like bitchy looking kind of doll. So that was fun. My hair's a giant mess because a tree fell down in our yard from the neighbors and crushed our fence. And so I've been outside with my husband dealing with it and it's been a thing. And so I got all sweaty and nasty and gross. I do like how her shoes turned out. I was a little nervous about the shoes, the color and everything, but once I put that like pearlescent stuff on, it looked really cute. And I like the little bows. So those turned out cute. Painting the body was a task, and in some parts it held up really well, but obviously areas where there's a lot of like wear and tear, the paint's already kind of chipping off. So you can see like here, I can't really like move her around a lot, otherwise the paint's gonna chip off a bunch. So that's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. I don't really move them around a lot in general. I'll just have her kind of sitting in a position. The hair I think is okay. I don't know, it's just okay. The bow's cute. I really like the bow. I followed a tutorial on how to do a really good bow. Yeah, the dress was a pain in the butt. I don't know, I just learned a lot in this one. Learned things that like I need to improve on in the future. And yeah, it was really cool working with Hextian. Hextian was really, really nice, really sweet. Answered a lot of my questions. I appreciate you collabing with me because I'm really flattered because like I'm still so new to doll making, so it means a lot that, you know, someone with like 10 years or something of experience is like wanting to collaborate with me and likes my work, even though Hextian's is like so much better than mine. Like their doll is so much better than mine. And if you haven't seen it, you should go watch because like, oh, they're amazing. And I'm going to put links in the box below and everything. That's about it for this. Let me know what you think down below of this lady. I don't know what her name is. I think I was gonna name her Tilly Paws. And that's about it. She says goodbye. recording. I'm an idiot. Okay. I wasn't recording. I had my camera up. I was talking. I just need to document this for my tornadoing all over. After making the doll, it's just an explosion, and I just kept pushing things to the side, and it built a giant mountain. Say hi, Rachel.
Hi.
It's nuts. It's just tornado everywhere. Oh no.